Have you ever felt as though your entire twin flame journey suddenly changed overnight? One day, it felt like nothing was happening. The next day, everything seemed different. Perhaps your emotions disappeared. Your twin flame contacted you unexpectedly, or you suddenly stopped obsessing over them. Or maybe your entire life began moving in a completely different direction. Many people describe these experiences as timeline shifts. Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome to Spiritual Bloom, where we bloom within our consciousness, with your spiritual guide and twin flame coach, Neha. In today's episode, we will be talking about the timeline shifts that occurs in a twin flame journey. So, what does the timeline shift really mean? The term timeline shift is not an established scientific concept. Instead, it's a spiritual framework used by many people to describe moments when life seems to move into an entirely different path. Imagine life as a road with countless intersections. Every decision, every lesson, every healed wound and repeated patterns can influence which direction you continue traveling. Within the twin flame journey, people often believe that there are multiple potential paths available. And this is not because destiny is fixed. It is because free will continuously shapes experiences. Now, in this context, free will does not mean escaping or trying to escape from a twin flame journey. The term free will here means, do you choose to heal and ascend? Or you choose to remain fixated and stubborn in your approach and refuse to heal yourself? Some believe that the soul carries certain opportunities for growth during ascension, and how those opportunities unfold actually depends upon individual choices. So rather than thinking of timeline as a separate universe, it may be more helpful to think of them as different potential life trajectories as you heal. And when you heal or you agree to heal, your future possibilities can also change. Many people during this twin flame journey believe that the timeline shift occurs after significant inner transformation. For example, when you heal your childhood trauma or break any toxic relationship patterns, you release codependency, you forgive yourself and people around you, you choose boundaries over people pleasing. And these moments don't just simply change your emotions, they also change your behavior, your decisions, your energy, and your relationships. Psychologically speaking, when you believe that something is changing around you, your perception also changes. And when your perception changes, your action changes along with it. And life naturally unfolds differently. And from a spiritual perspective, many believe that this represents moving onto a higher timeline. Whether we view this timeline shift as spiritually or psychologically, the common thread remains, that is, inner transformation creates different external experiences. The more you transform yourself, the more you focus on your inner growth, you can see the results in your external world, that is your 3D world. And that is how you experience good health, good relationships, stable job, abundance, and wealth. Now, during this twin flame connection, how does the timeline shift actually work? And many people deeply become curious that when their time will come, when they will receive their inner union, or when will they receive the abundance, the wealth that they have been waiting or working hard for so long. Some believe that both twin flames are constantly creating new possibilities through free will. Just imagine two people walking towards the same mountain. One begins climbing immediately, whereas the other keeps walking around the base. Eventually, they may reach the summit, but not at the same time. Similarly, in this twin flame journey, one twin flame may begin healing years earlier, which is mostly the divine feminine, and the other may still be repeating old cycles, which is mostly the divine masculine. But this does not necessarily mean that the connection is over or the connection is not going anywhere. It simply means that they are experiencing different stages of growth as per their karmic cycles, their ancestral boundaries. And many spiritual perspective suggests that when one person heals deeply, the dynamic of the entire relationship changes, even if the other person has not consciously changed yet. And that is what exactly happens in a twin flame journey, if you have noticed. When the divine feminine concentrates on her life, focuses on self-love and starts working on herself, the entire structure of the twin flame journey changes, even if when the divine masculine is not awakened or is in the process of awakening. And this can be realized and felt in the external world when the communication between the both is renewed, or sometimes distance is created, which is called the separation phase, because they need to heal more and more inner work is to be done. And sometimes this results in a complete redirection towards individual life purpose. But the important point in this entire thing is that a timeline shift is not always about moving closer together. It is about moving closer to yourself first. That's why I've always been telling you people that this journey is not about moving closer to the other person. In order to move closer to your counterpart, you have to first move closer to yourself. You have to rediscover and reinvent yourself. You have to build your life. You have to build everything from zero, because you are going through an awakening process. Now, I will tell you some of the common signs which you can experience when a timeline shift occurs during this personal transformation. Firstly, you will become emotionally calm. Instead of constant emotional highs and lows, you begin feeling peaceful. That doesn't mean you don't care about your counterpart. You still care, but you no longer feel emotionally consumed, because at this stage, peace replaces obsession. The second sign is that reduced need for constant signs. Previously, you searched for angel numbers, synchronicities, and confirmations everywhere. But after a major shift, many people naturally become less dependent upon external validation It is because they start trusting themselves more. The third sign is that your priorities changes. Since your life starts expanding, you start gaining wealth, abundance, career opportunities, friendships, creativity, or a purpose. So at that moment, instead of waiting for a reunion, you actively start living. And ironically, during this stage, many people in this journey, they receive unexpected communication. And this happens not because they are forcing reunion or union. It is because their attention is no longer consumed by chasing. Their energy and attention is going towards their goals, their ambitions, their health, self-care and self-love. The fourth sign is that the repeating patterns, they finally end. The same arguments stops happening. The same emotional triggers lose their intensity. All relationship cycles no longer feels familiar. And this often indicates genuine healing rather than temporary emotional suppression. The fifth sign is that your intuition becomes quieter. Now many people, they expect that a spiritual growth has to be loud. But at this stage, you become quieter, less dramatic and more peaceful. You stop chasing extraordinary experiences because your ordinary life itself begins feeling meaningful and peaceful. The sixth sign is that unexpected life changes. You will witness many unexpected life changes. For example, career change, moving cities or moving into a different country, meeting new mentors, ending unhealthy relationships which you have been dragging for years, or discovering your new purpose, soul purpose. Sometimes what appears unrelated to the twin flame journey becomes the very experience preparing you for your next chapter. Now you must be wondering that if only one counterpart heals, can that shift the timeline completely? Can the divine feminine shift the timeline, or can the divine masculine speed things up? Now, there is not any objective evidence proving any person can control another person's spiritual path, like I've already told you. Your healing, your spiritual path is different, and your counterpart's healing and spiritual path is also different. Healthy spiritual perspectives generally recognize that every individual retains free will. Now, like I told you, free will means who is willing to put in the work, who is willing to do the hard work, who is willing to sit in darkness all by himself. Free will does not mean trying to escape or run away from this journey. Free will means taking accountability and responsibility for healing, for breaking the cycles, for breaking generational curses, for doing the inner work properly, for doing the inner work in a disciplined manner, for taking the responsibility so that you ascend in this journey. And you know that your own healing absolutely changes your own life, because it changes your boundaries, your emotional regulation, your choices, relationships. Even if your counterpart doesn't change, you do. And that alone creates a different future and creates an impact on this journey. So rather than trying to change someone else's timeline, you should be asking yourself that, am I becoming the person my soul is asking me to become? Now, there is one common misunderstanding about timeline shift. It is that believing every emotional experience signals a new timeline. Sometimes you are simply having a difficult week. Another mistake is assuming every coincidence guarantees reunion. Sometimes meaningful synchronicities can feel deeply personal, but they should not replace healthy communication, discernment, or practical decision making. Some also become trapped trying to manifest specific outcomes through fear. And living in fear often keeps the nervous system in survival mode. And when it becomes difficult and you are in survival mode, growth also becomes difficult and your healing slows down. Because the term timeline shift are less about controlling reality and it is more about becoming aligned with your authentic self first. If you are not aligned with your authentic self, you can never come into union or reunion with your counterpart. You have to raise your frequency by working on yourself and becoming the highest version of yourself in order to meet your counterpart. Now, many believe that the greatest timeline shift doesn't happen because your twin flame returns, which is true. The timeline shift, if you are thinking that in the next 6 months or within the next 2 months I am going to reunite with my counterpart, and that is causing a timeline shift, you are absolutely wrong. That is not a timeline shift. The actual timeline shift happens when you return to yourself, when you stop abandoning your own needs, when you stop chasing certainty, when you stop controlling your life, you stop controlling this journey. You stop defining your worth through another person's choices. You begin creating a meaningful life regardless of relationship status. And from this place, love becomes a beautiful addition to your life and not the foundation of your identity. And whether reunion happens or not, you are no longer waiting to begin living. You actually start living. Because you are in a more peaceful space. You realize your self-worth. And because you realize your self-worth, you are in a peaceful state of mind, you start living for yourself. And when you start living for yourself, you are happy within, you are content within. That is the most profound transformation and the highest timeline shift in this journey. Timeline shifts can be understood in many different ways. Some see them as spiritual movements between energetic possibilities, whereas others understand them as the natural result of healing, changed beliefs, and different life choices. Now, whatever you prefer to choose, one truth remains remarkably consistent. That is, when you heal, your life changes. Your relationship, your decisions, and your future possibilities also changes. So instead of waiting for the twin flame journey to shift its timeline, you have to ask yourself and reflect upon yourself that, am I becoming the highest version of myself in this journey? Because the most meaningful journey is not about escaping into another reality. It is about becoming fully present in this one, even though it is painful, even though it is dark. And sometimes that presence is exactly what opens the door to the next chapter in your journey. So, if you've liked this episode, do like, share, subscribe, and comment. For any kind of personal guidance, you can WhatsApp or email me. My contact details have been given in the description box. I really apologize to you all for not being able to upload any videos. There was some technical glitch from my side, due to which I had to fix it. So now I'm being able to upload videos for you all. And I am bringing 2 new healings. If anybody is interested, you can WhatsApp me or email me. I'll be posting about it soon. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being a part and a family of this spiritual bloom. I'm really grateful to each and every one of you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you again in another episode.